I was inspired to record a meditation to help people deal with anxiety. For most other emotions, I refer you to my chapter on dissipation and expansion in my book, Spiritual Integration, and the accompanying meditation that you can find on my website at www.paulataylorenergy.com. Anxiety is a tricky emotion, however. It tends to bounce around in the body, so it can be difficult to locate, and once located, even more difficult to gather in terms of gathering it up to dissipate it. One of the things I like to do for anxiety is chant. The great thing about chanting is that it moves energy through the body in a specific pattern depending on the intention of the chant or the pitch of the chant. And it can be kind of a sneaky way to gather up that anxiety, that excess energy, and direct it into a more grounded state, or even let it go out of the body's energetic fields. The chant that I like to use is the words Satnam, S-A-T-N-A-M. I learned this chant and these words through my experience in yoga, specifically Kundalini yoga, and the loose translation of this is truth in identity. I love this because what we are doing when we are connecting to the divine, the whole goal of our life is to find the truth that we are divine, that we are connected, that we are one. So this is a simple chant. It's easy to learn. You use a long sat and a short nam. I'll be doing it twice at each pitch throughout this meditation, so you can listen the first time and then join in the second time, or just listen, especially if this is your first time using this meditation. I didn't do any chanting or any kind of warm-up before I recorded this meditation on purpose, because I wanted you to hear how this affects the voice. Chanting is not the same as singing. We're taking a deep belly breath and just letting our voice come out, however it comes out. You just want to open the mouth, open your throat, and let this sound come forth. And sometimes it's not the prettiest sound, and that's okay. And that's why I wanted you to hear in my voice throughout this chant. You'll notice some little catches or hiccups. That's fantastic. That's the energy that we're gathering up being moved through the chant. And you'll notice as you chant that those hiccups will be fewer and farther between. Things will come out more smoothly. Your breath will deepen. Your chant may lengthen. And this is all fantastic. This is all part of that energetic movement that we're intentionally using to get this anxiety ground down and out of the body. And we'll be starting at a high pitch at the top of the head and moving our awareness down through the body. So as the chant moves down in pitch, as it gets lower, you can imagine coming down through the body, starting at the top of the head and then into the throat and the chest, down into the belly, and finally in the lowest, we're down into the roots, into the feet, letting that energy out into the earth. Begin by taking a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let yourself come fully present in this moment. Let yourself release any thoughts of what comes after this or what you did earlier today. Really let yourself be here for this experience. Before we begin chanting, I want you to locate where you're feeling anxiety in your body. This can be especially challenging because anxiety tends to bounce around. It's a little more difficult to locate or pin down than some other emotions. But take a few moments, continue to breathe deeply. Just notice how your body's feeling, where you're holding tension. If you can recognize where the anxiety is in the body, notice that as well. As we chant, we'll be able to allow this frantic energy of anxiety to calm, to move through the body and down into the earth where it can be recycled and reused as a more useful energy elsewhere. We start by chanting from the top of the head. You'll want to visualize that, and as the pitch of the chant moves down, imagine yourself moving down through the body. I'll chant at each location twice. Feel free to listen both times, or perhaps just the first time, then join in the second. If you're comfortable with chanting, or you've done this meditation before, you can chant right along with me. We'll end with a few long, steady ohms, and notice how your voice changes through this chant. You may have some catching at the beginning. The voice may break. That's completely normal. As you gather up and dispel this energy, as we move it through the body using the chant, you'll notice that your voice becomes clearer. Your mind starts to settle. That anxiety will start to settle as well. So take a few more deep breaths and we'll begin the chant. Satnam. 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 Nam. 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 Allow yourself to notice how settled you feel, how quiet inside. And we'll end the chanting portion with 3 long ohms. Stay in this quiet, steady state as long as you like. Repeat the chanting if it feels appropriate. Notice how the energy in your body has shifted from before we started chanting, from the beginning of the meditation, from earlier in the day or yesterday. Let your awareness stay in this steady, grounded, calm state. As you access this state more often, it will become more and more familiar and more comfortable. It will become easier to attain this and stay here for longer periods of time. When you are ready to come back to the room, to yourself, take 3 more deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you're ready, you may open your eyes.